What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the tier list, the rating every Dragon Ball arc tier list. This is part 2 of the video. If you haven't seen part 1, I'll link it in the description and also the top comment. I'd recommend you guys watch that video first. But if you're here from part 1, thank you guys for watching, and here's part 2. But
Hey, everybody.
Yeah, this is my friend here.
Hi.
I introduced him back in part 1, so we're not gonna do it again because screw him.
Damn. Okay. Anyways.
But
yes.
very basic rundown, just in case you didn't see part 1, where, we're ranking every arc. I'm a longtime fan of 10 plus years. My friend here, this is his first time viewing the show this year. So we got a new viewer and a unk, basically.
Indeed.
But yeah, we're going to go right into it. We're going to talk about the Buu Saga.
I gotta say, this is probably like, I feel like this is the one arc I feel like we can probably talk the most about.
This is a very divisive arc, I think, for most people.
It is. It's a divisive arc for myself. Because starting out, you just get done, mind you, when we watched this, we took like a break between.
Yes, we took like a couple months break before we started Buu Saga. And then we kind of just binge.
Yeah, and so it was kind of a shock to start back up, and it was like, and now we're just doing like a slice of life anime in a way for a while, and I was like, okay. I wasn't even mad. I was so caught off guard that it just was like I was not expecting this to be a part of the story, but
I actually really enjoy it in retrospect. I like the Great Saiyaman section, and the tournament is great until something happens, but overall it's great stuff. Gohan's character is very strong. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
his Great Saiyaman thing is cute. It's funny. He loves everybody equally.
Yeah, he loves everybody equally.
And Vidal's also a great character.
No,
I think that she's actually a lot more layered than most people give her credit for.
Yeah.
Goten and Trunks is a nice addition. The
yeah.
cast being a little older is nice. I like this version of the cast a lot. I think it's really good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I also really like the chemistry between Videl and Gohan, because we hadn't mentioned, but I personally wasn't like the biggest fan of most of the relationships in the show.
Yeah, it's not a strong point of the series. It's there, but it's
yeah.
not like the focus.
I think I enjoy them, like the chemistry like post marriage, like when they're in the marriage, but like pre-marriage it's kind of like
why?
But I don't know. They just have better interactions, I guess. They write more.
It's actually believable for once.
However, Videl and Gohan's chemistry and relationship is really nice, and I really enjoy their character interactions.
But yeah, then of course there's the twist where it's actually the Buu arc, and we're not going to go into everything, right? But I think the highlight of kind of the first third-ish of that arc is the Majin Vegeta section.
Yes, 100%. That was such a raw, like it wasn't quite out of left field, but it was such a powerful scene.
Like that bottle was waiting to burst.
Yeah.
Like Vegeta was kind of forced to be on their, the good guys' side in the Frieza saga, and for one reason or another didn't ever really fully go back, right?
Yeah.
But he was never fully like redeemed or anything.
No.
Right? Like he still had that malice in him. He just didn't really have a reason to act upon it.
Yeah. No.
And it's really sad because, like, he's so domesticated 7 years later, right? But seeing Goku again and just burst open that bottle. And I will always stand by that the Majin Vegeta section of the Buu Saga is, like, probably the best character work Toriyama's ever done, man. Yeah. Like, you go from, like, just despising Vegeta again to, like, literally crying over him. Like, it's so good, man.
It's such a raw, emotional
and
set of scenes.
And what I love about it is that it's messy, but not in the sense of, like, oh, the writing is messy.
Yeah.
It's the character is messy.
Yeah.
The conclusion isn't perfect.
Yeah, it's a non-linear character advancement. They do a lot of the same in certain stories before. A great example to note is Zuko from Avatar. I think him and Vegeta have a lot of similarities in some of the character arc. Obviously, Zuko has a lot more underlying good than Vegeta does that you see early on. However, the whole idea that the two characters don't have this linear progression of good and that something comes in the way to basically subvert their progression, I think is a similarity between the two.
Yeah, so Majin Vegeta's sacrifice is one of the best scenes in the entire franchise. Phenomenal. Just
Yeah.
It's great. And up to that point, I'm loving the story because the conflict mostly resides in our own cast instead of the villains, right? And it's really strong. And then part 2 of the arc happens.
Yeah, okay. So I feel, should we mention Supreme Kai? I feel like we're gonna
That's a bit of agenda posting, I'm not gonna lie. Like,
Yeah.
in reality, he's not as bad as we put him out to be.
Yeah.
But I apologize to King Kai fans, or sorry, Supreme Kai fans. Like, he's on our #1 fraud list. Like, he is the biggest fraud in the entire franchise.
We obviously jest. I don't typically really hate the Supreme Kai, but it really does not help a lot of the whole like thing. Like,
our agenda posting isn't some bullshit like, oh, Gogeta better. No, it's like, we love Nam, we love Upa, and we hate Supreme Kai.
Yeah, no, but Buu. What do we think of Buu?
Okay, I think Fat Buu is way better than I remember him.
Oh yeah,
I actually really enjoy that character.
Fat Buu is really fun. I think what I liked so much about Fat Buu is it's one of those villains that it's for the most part a force of nature villain. Buu is entirely throughout the arc a force of nature villain in the sense that he is not a character that is meant to be like overcome in like a narrative battle like Frieza was. It's overcome in the sense of we just need to beat this monster of a creature.
Yeah, and I think this is really good because this is like the left field kind of villain that the story needed.
Yeah.
Because Frieza was like the perfect Dragon Ball villain. Cell is the perfect Dragon Ball villain, but you can't do this again. Like, this is like once in a million you can get this twice in a row, right? So Toriyama didn't do something foolish and try to do it a third time, so he switched up the kind of villain that he's got going on.
Yeah,
I think Fat Buu is a strong, good character. I love his interactions with Mr. Satan. I think that's a great storyline.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna harper on it. I'm not gonna just glaze for 10 minutes, but I love the Super Saiyan 3 scene. Before I had gotten into the series fully, that was the one scene I had. I had it on DVD. And that one scene hooked me to the franchise, and, you know, the rest is history. No, so I love the Super Saiyan 3 scene from both, like, a hype moments and aura kind of standpoint, and also I think that scene is also just really well written. I love that it's almost, like, out of character for Goku to do something like that, right? But it's specifically, he's sacrificing something for his loved ones, right?
Yeah.
Even though he manages to do that while it's still a hype moments and aura kind of moment. Yeah. That's really good. Again, the storyline of Fat Buu turning into, like, you know, Super Buu, that's also really good. I think genuinely the most underrated part of this whole arc is that section where he goes up to the lookout and he's like, bring me the strongest fighter right now. And they're like, we need to buy time. So Piccolo's like, why don't you kill everybody on Earth? So Super Buu, he goes around, he literally kills everybody because at that point, like, he's just bored of doing that. Like, that's freaking terrifying. And Piccolo's 900 IQ play of taking the long way to the chamber, that's great stuff. I'm like, dude, so far the arc has so few problems, right? Like, Gohan's doing his thing, Gotenks is training now, and the thing is, you expect Gotenks to lock in because Goten literally sees his mom die, right? Trunks, his dad dies due to Buu, right? You think, like, they gotta be so locked in for this fight now. As soon as Super Buu walks into the time chamber, the story, like, it falls off a cliff. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, it's rough. During that whole section with Gotenks it was rough.
And I really do stand by that. My least favorite section in all of the original run is the Gotenks section, right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't get myself to like it. It's because unfortunately both Gotenks and Gohan just get doomed by the narrative. Because
Yeah.
no, Gotenks is like double down on how
Yeah.
useless he becomes, right?
Yeah.
Gotenks can't win the fight because Gohan still needs to do his thing.
Yeah.
But then as soon as Gohan gets introduced, you know, the story goes, actually we wanted to be Goku again. So now Gohan gets screwed over by the story.
Mm-hmm.
So that Goku and Vegeta can have the spotlight. And the thing is, I'm genuinely in love with what they did for the finale with Goku, Vegeta, Mr. Satan, Fat Buu, and Kid Buu. I think I know it's the finale, so obviously it's not. I wouldn't say it's super underrated, but I feel like sometimes people don't really appreciate just like that is generally some of the best writing series has ever had. Was those like that final stretch of episodes. But I can't even lie when I say that the Ultimate Gohan in the Gotenk section, like in that time chamber and beyond, it's bad. It's like I don't like it. Yeah. Gohan comes back. It's so hype. You're so excited. I remember you were really excited to see what happens.
I was,
just for them to fumble the bag.
I was because I mean I think I had already mentioned in the previous episode, but I really like Gohan. Gohan is one of my top 3 up there with Future Trunks. And seeing him sort of shine, I was like, "Oh my God, he's finally gonna have his more story. He's gonna have like, you know, he's gonna reach those levels like he did in the Cell Saga." About that,
yeah, it's bad. Yeah, we don't need to harp on it too much, but obviously, Super Saiyan 3 Goku versus Kid Buu, great stuff. Mm-hmm. The "You Are Number One" speech, phenomenal. Vegeta's minute of desperation, phenomenal. The Spirit Bomb seed, it's beautiful and honestly the perfect finale to Z.
Yeah.
I think it's about time we rate it.
Yeah.
For me, this is like an 8.
I agree. It's
like
not...
if it wasn't for the Gotenks Gohan section, this would easily be like a 9.
Oh, 100%.
But for me, I gotta put it here.
No,
Only thing though is, how would you compare it to these? I think that's the real question.
I would say I would argue it's ahead of Demon King Piccolo, but I don't think it's quite to 21st World Tournament. I did enjoy 21st World Tournament more, and maybe that's just because it was earlier in the series and I was still kind of curious of where the show was going.
Yeah, I think this is literally the turning point of the show.
Yeah.
So, you know, I won't disagree with that. I think that's a fair placement.
I would argue that, like, I wouldn't be offended if somebody said, you know...
Yeah, of course.
It's better or worse. They're pretty equal.
All right.
Anyways.
This is probably the hottest topic right now.
Daima. Oh.
I'm not as big as a Daima hater as most people. In fact, I love Daima.
I like how unique it is. It feels so different from the series, and that's kind of why I like it.
Yeah, like, okay. We could sit here and talk about that terrible stretch of episodes.
Ooh.
Like in the middle section. Ooh. Yeah, we could because it's bad.
Yeah.
I hate it. I really do. I hate it. It's so bad. But like besides that, I like everything else.
Yeah.
Like, I like Goma, I think more than most people.
I think we made the connection early on about the idea that Goma is kind of like a second coming of Pilaf in a sense.
Yeah, essentially.
It's a very Pilaf-like villain, but...
Like, this show is very Toriyama, man. It just really is. Unfortunately, I'm not going to get super into it, but they really only let Toriyama do the first draft of the story, and you can kind of tell. Because there's some great ideas in here that just don't really get touched on all that much. But I'm a bigger fan of Daima than most. Yeah.
Yeah, I really liked, I'll harp on, like, probably my favorite new character. I really like Glorio.
I like Glorio.
Glorio is so much fun. I like there just being, like, this depressed minimum wage worker guy that just comes to the surface and is like, my name is Glorio, and I need to take you to the demon realm.
And, like, a joke that really landed for us was the Goku getting the name wrong. Because, let's not get like, super into it, but one of the funniest things in the whole existence of the franchise to us are the dubs, right?
Yeah.
There's different dubs, like Ocean Dub, Green Dub, Speedy Dub, whatever. We love these videos. They're so funny. And the way they get the characters' names wrong always cracks us up. So we reference it all the time. Like there's this one scene where they go like Vegeta Yamcha Tension and Clearin. They had survived.
It's like
Right?
no,
And
they
Green
died.
It's like they love getting all the names like Yajiraka. They love getting the names wrong. So having that be an actual joke in the show, it just made us laugh.
It's so good.
And the highlights of Daima are so high.
Yeah.
The animation I think is really pretty. I think Goku versus Tamagami is like the best written fight we've had in the last 10 years. Like I'll stand by that.
Impressive.
It's so
I
good.
loved it.
And then I will admit that final fight maybe not the greatest writing for a final fight ever.
However,
But I mean the spectacle of it,
Super
like,
Saiyan Force Cannon. What can I say, folks?
I'm a huge fan of Super Saiyan 4. You know, I never really cared for GT growing up, but I've always loved Super Saiyan 4 as a design. I thought it was so sick. I wanted it to be canon, and it finally did. The one more bonus scene, or to go even further beyond, which one we want to prefer it as.
Yeah.
No scene has made me feel greater than that.
Dude,
like I love that scene so much.
I think I vividly remember like throwing out my vocal cords because I yelled so loud when we first watched
I
that.
generally think that the finale of Daima is the coolest shit ever. For me, this spoiler. I prefer the finale of Daima compared to like all of this pretty much.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't think we need to talk too much about Daima, but I like its characters. Dooku are nice additions. I think this is kind of what Dragon Ball needed right now. I know it's not. I'm not gonna pretend like it's flawless. I know it has like its problems, but this is the kind of show that we needed. It's more silly and it's more focused on like just being pretty.
Yeah.
And just kind of having fun with it.
It reminds me a lot of the core of a lot of kind of what made OG Dragon Ball as good as it is.
Yeah. So I really love Daima.
Yeah.
So yeah, let's rank it. This is a toughie because I'm thinking like a 7 or an 8.
I think I could do an 8. I think I can live with it being equal to the Demon King Piccolo.
Yeah, I think it's right about there.
Yeah, I can live with that.
Yeah.
Now,
Battle of Gods. Okay, so something I want to clarify is we watched the movie versions of these because we don't got to pretend like the show isn't garbage. Like the anime version of these arcs are god awful, and I don't care if they're the canon. Like this is the only time where like, I don't care if they're the canon ones, and there's like little tiny tidbits of like lore or power scaling that's different. I don't care. It's the same story but worse. So we just watched the movies. But yeah, Battle of the Gods. I'll bet this is one of those ones where like you like it when you see it for the first time, but you kind of think about it in retrospect, and you're kind of just like, it's alright. You know, it was alright.
Yeah, no, it was nothing crazy.
It was a great reunion.
Yeah, no, I kind of liked it a little bit more in the aspect of I liked that like it wasn't as much of a fight, which I know controversial take, but I like when Dragon Ball can also balance a lot of those dialogue stuff, and I think a lot of the concepts in Battle of Gods do help the series out later on.
Yeah, I think this sets up the rest of the show really good.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just don't have too much to say about it. You know, it's funny. It's a nice reunion, but I'm not gonna lie. Like people, the most memorable part about this movie is I will not let you destroy my world. That's the thing people glaze to death.
Yeah,
I'll be honest. The Goku versus Beerus fight for me isn't like amazing because it's like a great fight. It's good because it has good writing, right?
Yeah.
But people want to glaze that moment to death. I get it. It's an awesome moment, but I don't think it carries this movie to something super high. I think this movie is like, or this story is like, it's very like mid tier. So I say we rank it. For me, it's like a 6 or a 5. To be honest,
give it a 6 or a 5. I think probably. Yeah, I think.
I'll be honest. The only thing though is I think I'd rather rewatch this movie than rewatch Red Ribbon, even with Tao.
Yeah, that's
so
fair.
I think I'll put it. Okay, it's also not fair to only count the movie. We also have to keep. If we're counting the anime, like I know we didn't watch the anime, but like if I'm thinking like if you had to watch the anime version of the story, honestly, it goes right here.
Yeah.
I think it's like a 5.
I will say the one thing
movie's a 6, anime's like a 4,
I will
so I'll
say
put it 5.
One of the things that does keep it up though is I really like Beerus and Whis. Beerus and Whis I think are some
Great
of the
characters.
best new characters. They give so much of a lot of the best parts of OG Dragon Ball in the sense of they're really powerful characters that just do silly stuff sometimes, and I really like that.
Always a good bit.
Yeah.
All right, Resurrection F.
Oh.
I'm about to go off. Okay.
Okay. Before we start, I want to say how they wrote Frieza in the movie is actually pretty good. Christopher Sabat did a wonderful job.
Mm-hmm.
Was it Christopher Sabat or
No, I think you think of Chris Aries.
Chris Aries. My apologies. Yeah, Chris Aries did an amazing job.
Of course, he's a legend. Always loved that performance.
Frieza in this movie is very accurate to Frieza. So I think that's one major redeeming thing that keeps the movie decent. However, I'm gonna let you rant off about the rest of it, since I think you'd have better points than I would about it.
Okay, I'm not kidding. For me, the best thing this movie did, in retrospect, was set up Frieza for this arc. That's about it. I do not like Resurrection F. I think Super Saiyan Blue, it's grown on me over time, right? I think it's earned its place in Dragon Ball eventually, but like, what the hell is even going on with this form?
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not gonna lie, it completely destroyed power scaling. It's what started the trend of Dragon Ball haters being like, oh, all Dragon Ball is transformations where they change their hair color, right? That's what started that shit. The animation in this movie is fine. Nothing better.
Yeah.
There's like no story at all. It's just, once Frieza shows up, it's just nothing but a fight. Yeah. There's a certain other movie later that does this better. I could rant all day about the things I don't like about it, but I don't know. It's hard carried by the fact that Frieza is in this movie.
Yeah.
But there's no story. The forms suck. Golden Frieza has a sick design. The animation's whatever. The CGI sections are whatever.
Yeah.
This is just one of the most forgettable, and I'm not kidding. I don't think I ever mentioned this, but in the Dragon Ball Super manga, they just straight up skip this arc.
Wait, really?
They just skip it. They go into Battle of the Gods into this arc. And you want to know, and one of the funniest part, it works perfectly fine.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah, I'm honestly, I'm really feeling like right here. Right here. If we're going by the movie, if we're going by the anime, it goes right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think
3 out of 10.
You're going right there.
Somehow better than.
Yeah, this arc sucked butt, bro.
Yeah.
All right, now we're on the up and up.
All right, so
this is an arc that I had a generally negative opinion on, like in the back of my mind. But when I rewatched it, I will admit, especially with somebody who had never seen the show before, the arc is better than I gave it credit for. I will admit, on rewatch, not that crazy, but it was nice having that somebody who had only seen it for the first time. That definitely helped me actually understand some of its twists. Like, sorry, not understand it. It helped me appreciate some of them a bit more.
Yeah. I think it is a very flawed, like, first real arc if you're not counting the movies. However, I do think there's a lot in here that I really do like. I really like Hit. Hit is a really interesting character that reminds me of, he has a very similar power to Goldo in the sense of, like, time stopping, but I think that the introduction of a character like that onto the main stage, again, is a really good choice.
No, it's undeniable that, like, I'm not kidding, Hit might just be the coolest thing to come out of Super, bro.
He's might be coolest, up there.
He's got the coolest skill set I've ever seen.
Yeah, and it doesn't help he's voiced by Matthew Mercer, the man, the myth, the legend, in the English dub, so... However,
this did start the trend of the Goku and Vegeta show, which, I mean, this movie already started, but...
This one really hammered it in.
I want you to think about this. Like, part of what made the old tournament so fun is that, like, obviously Goku's going to be the one fighting in the finals, but everybody gets kind of this, like, nice moment to shine and have, like, a good-ass fight, you know? This feels like false advertising.
Yeah.
This isn't a fighter. Buu isn't in the tournament. Piccolo almost has a cool moment.
Yeah.
And then it's just the Goku and Vegeta show.
Yeah.
Botamo is fodder. Magetta is the most whatever character ever. Frost, I'm not gonna lie. Like, if it's your first time viewing, I think Frost is actually like a decent character for this arc.
Yeah.
But on rewatch, I kind of
Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah.
Just fuck about Frost.
Yeah, and then Kaba's kind of lame.
I'm not gonna lie. Kappa is a definition of a mid character, bro. Like, they want me to care about him. I don't. They just did not give him enough.
really think the
this
other
this little fucking twink.
it's in all honesty, the other Universe 6 Saiyans are so much more interesting than Kaba will ever be. In my opinion, Kaba's the epitome of white bread.
Yeah, bruh. He's kind of nothing. Hit hard carries this arc. I think I appreciated Champa more on this rewatch, but I mean, it is kind of annoying every 10 seconds hearing Frost if you don't win. Right? It's like, shut up.
Yeah. So I think for that, I'd personally give the arc like more of a 6. I think.
Yeah. And of course, I know we keep dogging on it, but obviously the biggest strength of it is that hit section, the Goku versus Hit fight, genuinely, like, up to this point, like, is the best fight we've seen from Super.
Yeah.
Like, it's like not even close. It's what put Super on the map again.
Yeah.
Was that fight. Because it was so well done.
And I think
it goes right here.
Yeah, and I think for as much as Super has the issue of characterization, I think that the battle between Hit and Goku is probably one of the more sound Goku moments of Goku outsmarting his opponent like he did in a lot of the
I really
material.
enjoy that when Goku we get to see Goku be the genius fighter that he is. Right?
Yeah.
I love it when that happens.
Oh,
all right, let's go to probably the one that people are the most divisive about in terms of Super. Goku Black arc. So most people nowadays, they put this just lower and lower. Every time they rewatch it, they put it lower and lower. And the thing is, at a certain point, I get it. But I've had this, this is like, besides Universal, this is the most popular arc from Super, right? It's in all the games all the time. People would always talk about it. This was huge when it happened. This was game breaking, right? For Dragon Ball, right?
Yeah.
And yeah, I will admit, if you rewatch this arc a million times, like, yeah, it's not gonna hit as hard because there's no twists, and all that can resonate in your mind is that damn ending, right?
I guess like the only major twist is who Goku Black is, but it feels like that feels a little bit more like
it's not like it's
not the craziest twist.
It's not necessarily that like, oh, Zamasu is Goku Black. It's like, how though? Right. It's the fact that like they swap bodies and the fact that he killed his family, like all that stuff. It's good,
Yeah. Anyways, first off, I want to say that first episode, like, had me excited for the rest of the arc. Just like full on, just right in the middle of the action, right then and there. I was hooked. I was hooked, and seeing one of my favorite characters, Future Trunks, right there on the center stage, I was like, where the hell is this going? And then the reveal at the end of the episode, I was like, what? Where are we going with this? And I would like to say, I think Zamasu is I would argue, one of the best written villains, if not the best written villain.
No, yeah, like, let's be honest, like Frieza, Cell, those are the faces of Dragon Ball in terms of our villains, but in terms of like character work and writing, Zamasu is the best villain we've ever had.
Oh my god, the amount of times some words come out of his mouth and it's just like, it's so fucking quotable. The conflict between him and Gawasu, that constant sort of changing of ideals and such, is so interesting to watch and so nuanced. But those fights with Goku Black, with Zamasu, with everybody, and then turning into Fuse Zamasu was so cool. I mean, Fuse Zamasu might be one of the cleanest fusions we've had ever, arguably.
Yeah, I think on a first time viewing, this arc is easily the strongest in Super. Yeah. Right? Like, I know people, it's kind of tainted now because it's been overdone to death in everybody's minds. Yes. But like, I'm lucky that I got that kind of like first viewing experience with my friend here, like, because it made me appreciate the parts about this arc that I kind of just brushed aside before. Yeah. And we don't got to talk about the ending. We all know how bad it is. Yeah, it's unfortunately the thing that's going to keep us from like a super high ranking. But I know. This is a very great idea that had.
Yeah.
a good execution.
I'm pretty sure
And that's it.
Yeah, from what I've seen, it looks like it was done better in the manga.
A little bit. I do like the manga's version a lot.
I would say it's probably our first 7 out of 10.
Yeah, I think it's a 7. Like, if it wasn't for that ending, it'd be like an 8.
Yeah.
Or a 9 even, but that ending is so bad.
That ending was rough. Alright.
But, yeah, we love Trunks. We love Zamasu. Great characters.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I will say... actually, you know what? Never mind. I have nothing to say.
I was gonna say
Universal Survival Arc.
Hey!
I'll be honest. I think this is the most I've gone from. I love this arc to I don't care all that much for it.
Yeah, it is really, it's such a dichotomy in the sense of going back and forth on the arc, because you will have those really great moments, especially towards the end. But then there will be a lot of moments in there that's just like, why?
Yeah,
why is this
I see some fucking idiots like once a day online. They say this is a top 3 arc on the franchise.
No,
I'm
not.
I'm like,
No, it's
I'm
not.
begging you, actually sit down and like watch all like 50 episodes of this arc. Like,
Yeah.
watch it like that instead of like through like YouTube shorts, and I guarantee you're not gonna have it in your top 3.
There's so much, like, just...
I think for when it came out, this arc was awesome. It really was, and it was a global movement, and I think I'll never forget that. That will always be the most iconic thing to ever come out of Super to me.
Yeah.
Will you actually critique and like watch this arc for real? It's like... It's like the most up and down thing ever, bro. Like, sometimes it's the peakest thing you've ever seen, and sometimes it's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's really, when it comes to like the other, what I'd like to call the non like name, like the major universes, I consider 6 universe 6, 7, 11 as kind of the main,
and that's exactly the problem, is that like this story so badly wants to convince you on the idea of like every universe fighting, when in reality it's 6, 7, and 11. It
really is.
I didn't mean to say that, sorry. Alright, but yeah, that's what this tournament is. It's between them and then essentially a bunch of fodder from other teams. That's what it is. That's what it is.
It really is. Like, they try, we're not even gonna say they try with 10. 10 was, ugh.
I generally mean
it. My boy,
like, I guarantee none of you can name a top 5 or even a top fucking 10. A top 10 fight from this tournament that does not include 11, 7, or 6.
Yeah.
You can't do it. It's impossible.
It really can't.
Because it didn't happen, ever.
It really sucks because Universe 10 was 100% like sucked because Gawasu was so busy with, you know, Zamasu and all that like he really like, and I'm not gonna fault him because Gawasu is amazing and I love Gawasu, but yeah, it was rough. It was rough. However, I will say Ultra Instinct is a cool ass transformation. We gotta say the obvious.
Ultra Instinct is awesome. I appreciate Jiren more over time. When he kind of was first around, everybody didn't like him, and I didn't really like him either. Yeah. But you know, I appreciate him a bit more now. I think he's all right.
Yeah, he's nothing crazy. He's more of a, how do I say? He's one of those characters that's less of a, oh, this is going to be a major plot point character. It's actually going to have nuanced writing. It's just like, it's just somebody there to help move the plot along. Honestly,
the highlight of this arc to me and the best written thing from it is Frieza. I don't want to like talk about it like too much because there's a lot going on in this arc. But yeah, Frieza's the highlight of this arc. UI Goku, you know, and
I would say the Saiyans from Universe 6, other than Kaba.
I mean, obviously, I mean, just look at my profile. Like, I like them. And here's the thing, like, I know it's my profile, but believe it or not, I will admit I don't think they're the greatest characters of all time.
No.
I just think that they're super underappreciated, and I felt like they served the story very well. Yeah. And that's why I rep them, because I feel like they deserve rep from somebody, you know?
Yeah.
Because I think they're awesome.
Yeah.
But I'll admit, they're not even like top 10 for me. They're really not, but I still like them. But, and I'll be honest, this is like the most greedy thing I'll say in the whole list.
Yeah.
when these episodes came out, especially those like final like 3 or 5 or so.
Yeah.
The animation was so phenomenal. I was like, I'd never seen anything better in my life. And maybe it's just because we've been so oversaturated with like every big anime fight now has to be the best looking thing of all time, or else it's trash.
Yeah.
But like, I'll be honest, I saw those like final couple episodes again, and I wasn't really that blown away. Not at least not now. You know, like I think the second to last episode and the final one, I think it still holds a candle. Like it's still very good, but like I'll be honest, like the movies, you know, Daima, it kind of washes it so hard.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
unfortunate because the animation is great, but the art style just does not help.
Yeah. So, where are we wanting to put that then?
I think this is definitely an arc that is like a 7 for me.
I agree. I don't
right
think it's as good as the Goku Black, but
yeah, I think I would rather rewatch Goku Black at least, you know, like before I rewatched it, because this is a hard rewatch.
Yeah.
It's like you gotta sit down for a 40 episode tournament and like 20 episodes of build up. Like I'm over exaggerating, but like, you know what I mean, it's a lot of build up for like something that's you know the finale of Super, but it's also not the finale because we have you know we have 4 more arcs and then probably another one coming on the way.
Yeah. Yeah. So
it wants to be a finale so bad when it's like there's nothing has been wrapped up.
Yeah. Exactly.
All right, let's talk about Dragon Ball Super Broly.
Yeah. All right.
This movie's goated,
I
bro.
can speak on this because
I'll let you speak because you like Broly. You're number one Broly fan.
When I said that, my top 3 was Future Trunks and Gohan. I was neglecting to mention my personal favorite character, none other than Broly. Originally, when we were watching Z, we had watched the Z Broly movie, and I really liked the Z Broly movie. And mind you, it's a 7 out of 10. It's not like the best movie, but Broly as a villain is really like the motivation's awful. But Broly as a villain is so cool. I love the transformations, and I'm sorry, mid transformation Panthera music just blasting, that's the coolest shit. And to hear that there was another movie being made, and to hear that movie was probably one of the best written things in recent memory, I was hooked. And so we sat down and watched this, and I loved it. The fights are so well animated. The art style is just it's beautiful. I really loved the reintroduction of Gogeta. Gogeta's reintroduction was so cool.
Yeah,
and
he's canon.
I mean it. For as much as I love Z Broly, I think Super Broly is the better of the two. He is so much more well written, and oh my god, this movie is so cool. I really like some of the side characters that Broly sort of bonds with in the Frieza Force.
Yeah, Chila and Lemo.
Yeah, Chila and Lemo. I love the bonding aspect because it shows that there is nuance to the character, and I like how Broly kind of acts like a little bit almost like this scared child in a sense. And I don't know, I just find I just want to give Broly a big hug because he's just so he needs a hug, man. I don't know
and honestly, it's kind of unbelievable that it's something we got in the modern age, but more backstory for the Saiyans is just that's awesome, man. That's the kind of stuff people would ask for a million times over, but we're never getting that. But we did. We actually got it.
The next point I wanted to hit on was the backstory thing. I really like the redo of Bardock's backstory. I think the whole thing about him having this change of heart in a sense and wanting to save Goku and almost which
by the way we'll get to it, but this arc helps support that even more, so they go hand in hand.
I really like Bardock's redo in the series. For as much as people may like the Bardock,
I will admit of course original Bardock had more hype moments than Aura, but we like good writing around here, so that's what we're gonna work with.
Yeah, I don't have much more
literally my only critique of the movie is that the first half is the setup and then the second half is just fighting. Right? There's no balance.
Yeah.
So once you're in one side, that's all you're getting.
Yeah.
And it's not a big deal, but that's I guess a flaw of the movie. But that's literally my only problem with it. Besides that is this is perfect fucking Dragon Ball. And in my
Yeah.
opinion, this is what saved Super, bro. Because I'm
Mhm.
not gonna lie, you look at everything Super so far, and it's like, dude, this is trash. This is not worth watching. It's garbage, bro.
No.
This is the best you're getting, bro. It's not even as good as Demon King Piccolo, bro. Like, come on. But
Yeah.
like, dude, I don't know why. There was just this huge turnaround around this era where like everything just started being peak again. It was so awesome. But yeah, this is going very high, I think.
Yeah, I think
A
I
9, honestly.
honestly, yeah, I could live with 9. I could live with 9.
It goes right there.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, due to the shorter nature of it, I can't surpass the legendary legacy of these, but
I was gonna say, if at some point they do like a more serialization of
I'm
it,
excited.
then I think it might be able to go higher.
Yeah.
Alrighty.
Alright, Superhero!
Oh.
I love this movie.
The
man.
animation. First off, the animation is crisp. Oh my god.
It's kind of unbelievable they made a whole 3D Dragon Ball movie and it looks this good.
It's beautiful.
Like, here's the thing. What people loved this art style and this animation so much that when it got revealed that they're making a 3D movie, people were outraged, by the way. They were like, they're the dumbest people ever. They found lightning in a bottle and they're trying to switch it up now. I mean, they made it work. They made it work. It's unbelievable. This movie's so pretty. This is the best written story we've had in a while because it's more smaller scale. It's just more chill. Like, this is like an actually just well written story. Like, I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah. I really like the Gammas. I love the new transformations. I don't think they're as well written as some of the ones that we'll eventually elaborate upon in the the next few spots, but I do really like Beast Gohan, and I think it was nice to have Piccolo really start to because for so long Piccolo's been in the background as a supporting character, and I hate that he hasn't been able to join in as much fights because of his power level being lower than some of the others since the Cell arc. And so seeing him back in the front lines again was it was invigorating to me.
Yeah, but dude, I'm not kidding. I saw this movie in theaters 3 times. I loved it that much. I saw it 3 times. Yeah, man. I'll never forget seeing this movie for the first time, man. It was like life changing, bro. It meant a lot to me as a huge Piccolo fan, as a huge Gohan fan. You know, we all wanted this to happen. Again, like, it just makes me so happy that during this era of Toriyama's work, he really understood both kind of how to pick up these good stories again, but also give people what they want without it being too overly fan servicey, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, we got the return of Broly, but like in an actually well-written way. We've got Gohan and Piccolo in the spotlight again in an actually well-written way. The Gammas are great. I love that for once the villain is something smaller scale, like an evil corporation, just like this arc, right? Rather than like, yeah, Cellmax is the big bad at the end, but he was just more like a kaiju monster for them to fight, right? He's not an actual like villain or anything.
Yeah,
right?
it's a force of nature kind of creature more than
Right.
anything.
This movie's super beautiful, and I really appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it. This is such a wonderful catalog to the Dragon Ball story, to be honest. And I love the Gammas, man. They're such a good addition to the story. Anyway, I think this is pretty much going the exact same spot. I think the only thing, though, is that we got to argue which one of these is better.
I mean, you already know that I'm going to say that the Broly movie is better in my opinion, but I think they're honestly pretty equal.
Yeah, these are very interchangeable, I'll be honest. Like, it's very impressive that they made 2 movies that are so drastically different but managed them both be the same quality.
Yeah.
I'll give the one thing. I think Superhero does a really good job of balancing out fighting with story better than this movie, but I can't lie when I say that the action and animation is just, this is the best we've ever seen.
Yeah.
Even including Daima, bro.
Yeah.
Like, Daima for me is like one of those beautiful things I've seen in my whole life, and I think even this surpasses it still.
Yeah, no, totally.
So I'll be honest. Let's just say interchangeable.
Interchangeable. Now we're getting on to the manga chapters that have not been adapted yet.
Right. So this one's a bit weirder. I own the manga. In fact, I can see it right here.
No.
I own the manga, so I've read these casually a couple times throughout the years. And then I gave my friend here. I let him read them.
Yep.
Right.
Read it for the first time.
Unfortunately, these are ones that because they weren't animated and we were like binging it. Right. It's a bit of a different kind of story to absorb. So I can't confidently say like, oh, I know the most about these arcs ever. Like there might be something here and there I might have forgotten, but I think Moro is the definition of like it's a good return to form. It's like a Cell arc, kind of thing, right? And it's not like the single most phenomenal thing ever, but like. No. This is just a very solid, very good Dragon Ball arc, bro.
Yeah.
It's a good, interesting villain with like a new kind of power we've never seen before, right? And it also leans a bit more into, right, like the demon magic that we've seen very little of. Like we've only seen it in Daima, Deborah, and like Moro, basically. Yeah. So it's really cool to have like a actual like a modern villain rely more on magic rather than just like raw strength. I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I think this is finally when Vegeta really gets to be his own character again. Because I think a flaw of Super is, yes, Vegeta's progression is good. I like Vegeta's character a lot in Super. But the only problem is that he essentially exists as, like, he lives hip to hip with Goku. They might as well be married, in the show. Like, if you told somebody completely blind and they watch a single scene with them that, like, by the way, they're married, they'd probably believe it. Because that's what they are. They're, like, narratively, they're literally attached to the hip for this entire damn show. And this finally feels like the chance where Vegeta gets to do his own thing and it actually matters to, how they win. And I like Goku's side story with Miris as well. The UI Goku stuff is awesome. Like I said, Miris is a good character. Again, this is kind of just a resurrection of Thing But Better, where there's like an invasion on Earth and everybody has to fight them off till Goku gets there. I mean, this is the same thing, but just better.
Yeah.
Again, I don't think there's anything in this arc that's like... Yeah, most of the stuff is stuff we've seen before.
Yeah.
Like, I can't lie.
Yeah.
But it's done well. Yeah. I like it. I like Moro as a villain.
Yeah.
I like the fights. I like the character work. Yeah. Right? It's nothing... It's not the greatest thing I've ever seen, but this is just a very solid Dragon Ball.
Yeah. Yeah.
And in my opinion, I think it goes, like, right here. Like, I'd say, like, at low 8.
Yeah, I would be fine with that. I will admit that I do prefer the Granola arc over...
Okay,
Moro,
yeah, this is what we're talking about. People give this arc shit, right, for the Bardock shit. I don't care. I don't care. I genuinely, I love this arc, actually. I think this is so underrated by the fan base. This arc is really good. I have a hard time recapping the entire story, but it's kind of interesting, instead of having, like, a multitude of fights, right, that lead into one big one at the end, this is kind of just one really long fight.
Yeah. Yeah,
right. They just kind of keep going back and forth with Granola. They keep getting kills every once in a while. They change like, oh, actually he's a good guy. No, he's a bad guy. No, he's a good guy. Right. And like actually the heaters are the real villains. Yeah. Right. I love that this is finally where Goku gets some progression, because I'll be honest, like there's a reason why Super didn't do much with Goku's character in terms of like changing him. I think the biggest thing was maybe, like, okay, he changed slightly for UI, but, like, I don't know. Like, there's just...
Yeah.
Like, I'll be honest, Goku's just kind of just become, like, he is just Goku, right?
Yeah.
This is the first time where it felt like they did something with him, and I actually, like, was like, wow, that's actually a cool thing for him to know.
Yeah.
Right? With his history, with, his parents, and, Bardock having, like, a say in the story with, like, saving him... and his mother, Granola's mother, I mean, right, and like the evil deeds of the heaters and how it all ties back into Frieza. Like, it's all good stuff. And I think Vegeta's character, oh my god, he shines this arc, finally.
Ultra Ego.
Ultra Ego is the perfect Vegeta form, and I love the stuff that he says to Granola, because he's in a similar circumstance where most of his race is eliminated, right? And so the stuff he says to him about that, and like the similarities there, right? It's really good stuff.
Yeah.
I think this arc is very, very good. And I feel like people aren't really, and here's the thing, like, we're talking about the writing, but bro, they got hype moments in nowhere, bro. It just doesn't resonate in our mindset because it's not animated. But I'm telling you, when Ultra Ego and UI Goku and Ultra Ego team up, when those panels get animated, bro, dude, they're gonna sell that shit in the games for 10 years.
Ugh.
Okay? It's gonna be in every poster. There's gonna be 25 figures. You're gonna see it as everybody's profile pictures. That's what's gonna happen. Because you wanna know, this arc is freaking hype on top of having good writing. Okay,
yes,
it can do both.
Yes,
it can do both.
I really enjoyed a lot of the nuanced writing within the section. Granola is probably one of my other characters from the Super era that I've really enjoyed. I like you had mentioned the sort of allusions to a lot of what we remember about Vegeta, in the sense that, in a way, Frieza has taken so much from the galaxy. It isn't just one race or one people. Frieza has really just drained so much from the galaxy that just reinforces how evil he is. I really like that we got to see more of like the Saiyans in the sense of their destruction, because I think we get some like signs of it in the original, but we don't get to see as much of like what did the Saiyans, like how much destruction were the Saiyans capable of for destroying whole planet wise.
Yeah,
and then we get to see that on like
the consequences,
right there,
the consequences of that,
the consequences of it. And I thought that was so fascinating. But yet again, adding to the more depth to Bardock, I love that section with Bardock. And then when they revealed the scanner, I just was like, I was a little choked up. I was like, no, I was gonna say that's Bardock. And it was just like, it was a good section. It was a good section. I really loved that.
And I understand the mixed opinions about Goku's new UI form, about like letting him use his emotions in the form. I get how people can be kind of torn on that, because it's like, okay, then like what's even the point of the form? But it's like, whatever, man. Like I'm fine with it. I don't think it's like, oh, it's the greatest form ever, but like, I'm fine with it. Yeah. You know, if that's where the story wants to go with Goku, like that's fine. Like at least it's something different.
Oh, before we end off, we have to mention the reveal of one particular character we've mentioned, Black Frieza.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
This is, I think, the final curveball we needed before that final arc in Super, eventually. This is, I'm not kidding, I don't think I've ever been more excited for a Dragon Ball arc to drop.
Yeah.
Okay? We are gonna get, like, a redo of this, bro. Like, that's actually insane.
I can't wait. Part of me is really hoping, though, that Frieza is the one, or not Frieza, but Vegeta is the one to land the final blow, because that was one of my other things with Resurrection Death that I was pissed off about, that Vegeta did not get the revenge against Frieza. So I'm really hoping now with Ultra Ego and all that to be able to. But I think the reveal of Black Frieza is a really good setup for what comes next. So I'm really excited.
Really good stuff. For me, I think this is like an 8, and it probably goes like about there.
Yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
This is hard, because do I like it more than Demon King Piccolo? Because I think, how do I put it? Like, in terms of its antagonist, this is like miles and leagues above any of these, bro. Like, he's so good.
Yeah.
I will admit, like, I'll give Super some credit. In terms of like a well-written story, this is probably a tiny bit better.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
But I think Demon King Piccolo is just a way better villain, bro, than like almost all of these.
That's fair.
So this is really hard, but we're gonna have to decide.
Yeah, I think having Demon King Piccolo before Granola might be the better take, in my opinion.
So like this?
Yeah, I think so. I think
I can't be too mad about that. This is a well written arc.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And for as much as a glazer as I am, I know peak when I see it, bro. This was good. This was good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there you go. That's every canon arc in Super. If you guys like this video and we get enough support for it, we'll do the movies eventually, right? Because
Yes.
we're partially through watching through them. We haven't gotten through all of them.
We have a few of the OG Dragon Ball movies we have not seen, of the Z movies at least.
Yes.
I don't think we'll be doing the original Dragon Ball movies, but that's
No,
just
yeah,
'cause-
we'll see.
We'll see.
But yeah, anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. We had a lot of fun doing this. We really enjoyed the show. I mean, it's just a testament for how good it is. It's like there's like almost nothing down here, right? The majority of it is up here. But yeah. We really like Dragon Ball. I really enjoyed having this experience with my friend here. It was a lot of fun. But yeah, thanks guys for watching. Bye.
Bye.